Hi dear students, good morning. This is yours Allam Sai Krishna. Welcome to our online classes. First of all, wish you happy new year to everyone. Maybe we have the hope with this new year. Maybe there is chance to start our schools. Yes, try to close our online education system. Yes. Next most important concept of the classification of elements and periodic table. In the previous classes, we discussed different types of classification by the different kind of the scientist. Lavoisier, Dauvergne, Lavoisier, Dauvergne, Newlands, Mendeleev and Luther Meyer classifications we discussed in the previous class. But in that classification there is some of the defects also there. Due to the reason of the defects, we are not following that such classifications. Final classification by the Moseley, final classification by the Moseley. He was classified the elements on basis of atomic number. Yes, before that Moseley, maybe Dauvergne, maybe Newlands, maybe Luther Meyer, maybe Mendeleev. All the scientists, they were classified the elements on basis of the atomic weight. Only the Moseley classified the elements on basis of the atomic number. Yes, he only classified the elements on basis of the atomic number. Yes, he only gave the clear picture about that classification of the elements. Of course, the Mendeleev was tried to classify the elements as usual into groups and periods, but there was some of the defects are there. Due to the reason, we are not following that Mendeleev classification. Moseley was classified the elements on basis of the atomic number. He classified the elements into the groups. How many groups? 18 groups. And how many periods? 7 periods. Yes. He was classified the elements on basis of the atomic number into 18 groups and 7 periods, which is present in vertical column like that we have to consider as a groups, and which are present in the horizontal column that we have to consider as a periods. How many groups are there in the modern periodic table? Modern periodic table was classified by that Moseley on basis of the atomic number. How many groups are there? 18 groups are there. How many periods are there? 7 periods are there. First of all, we have to remember groups mean vertical columns, periods mean horizontal columns. 7 periods, 18 groups. Again, in classification ways, on basis of the differentiating electron, what is meant by the differentiating electron? Differentiating electron mean last electron. On basis of the last electron, differentiating electron. This last electron, if it is enter into s orbital, that element belongs to s block. Which block? S block. These differentiating electrons enter into the p orbital. The last electron, if it is enter into the p orbital, that element belongs to the p block. Yes, the last electron, the differentiating electron, if it is enter into the d orbital, that element belongs to the d block element. This final electron, if it is enter into the f orbital, this element belongs to the f block. That's mean Moseley classified the elements on basis of the differentiating electron, last electron, into that 4 blocks. S block, P block, D block and F block. Is in the modern periodic table. How many blocks are there? 4 blocks are there. What is that? 4 blocks are there. How many groups are there? 18 groups are there. How many periods are there? 7 periods are there. How many blocks are there? 4 blocks are there. What are that? S block, P block, D block and F block is there. Yes, in S block, how many groups are there? In P block, how many groups are there? In D block, how many groups are there? In F block, how many groups are there? S orbital, maximum number of electrons. Yes, we can fill only 2 electrons in the S block. Only 2 electrons in the S block. Yes, here S block consisting only 2 groups. How many groups? Only 2 groups. Is the P block consisting how many groups? 6 groups. You have to try to remember in this way. In the P orbitals, we can fill how many number of electrons? Only 6 electrons maximum we can fill. More than 6 electrons, there is no chance to fill the electrons. Like that, 6 electrons, maximum electrons we can fill in the P orbital. That's why P block consisting how many groups? 6 groups. Yes, 2 plus 6, 8. In the D orbital, we can fill only 10 electrons. Maximum we can fill how many electrons? Like that, 10 electrons we can fill. 10 electrons we can fill this D block. That's why like this you have to try to remember. In the D block, how many groups are there? 10 groups are there. 2 groups plus 6 groups plus 10 groups. 2 plus 6, 8. 8 plus 10, total 18 groups are there. Yes, it was classified into 18 groups into 4 blocks. That means among these 4 blocks, S block consisting 2, P block consisting 6, D block consisting 10. Sir, what about F block? Of course, F orbital we can fill maximum electrons 14, but there is no groups in the F block. Only the 2 periods will present in the F block. Only periods will present in the F block. Yes, one period is lanthanoid period. One period is lanthanoid period. Again, one is actinoid period. One only lanthanoid period. Again, one only actinoid period. Try to remember S block consisting 2 groups, P block consisting 6 groups, D block consisting 10 groups, F block there is no groups, only 2 periods, one only lanthanoid, again one only actinoid. Yes. Now try to see the picture of the modern periodic table, how they was arranged. That one we have to see. Here you have to see. Yes, this is our modern periodic table. The shape of the modern periodic table is like this only. Yes. 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 This is the modern periodic table. Left side. This is an S block. Which block? S block. It is an S block. It is the right side. It is a P block. Which block? P block. In the middle, it is a D block. Which block? D block. Yes. Here the bottom, this is an F block. Which block? F block. At the bottom, it is an F block. S block, P block, D block, F block. How many groups? 18 groups. How many periods? 7 periods are there. Just we discuss S block consisting 2 groups. Yes, 1 and 2. Yes, we have to represent first A and second A. What is meant by A? American trench. A for American trench. We have to remember first A and second A groups. P block consisting how many groups? 6 groups are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups are there. In the P block, how many groups are there? 6 groups are there. First A, second A, here it is in a third A, it is in a fourth A, fifth A, 6th A, 7th A, eighth A otherwise 0. Eighth A otherwise 0. First, second after third A, fourth A, fifth A, sixth A, seventh A, eighth A otherwise 0. Yes, 2 groups and 6 groups. Next, D consisting how many groups? Just I told 10 groups are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 groups are there. Here just you have to see first, second after third. But here A already finished. A after the lecture, B, third B, fourth B, fifth B, sixth B, seventh B. These 3, 1, 2, 3, eighth B, then first B and second B. Sir, why we are not writing, sir, here first B, second B like that? Here continuation, first, second, then third. A after lecture, B, because already third A finished here. Due to the reason, just I am writing here third B. You don't write here first B. You don't start with first B. It is wrong. First, second, then third B we have to write. How many groups are there? 10 groups are there. Just we discussed here 10 groups are there. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Here these 3, 1, 2, 3 together we have to consider as a eighth B. That we have to consider as a what? Eighth B that we have to try to remember. Yes. Sir, what about this F black? Just I told there is no groups in the F block. Yes, one only lanthanoid period, lanthanoids, again one only actinoids, lanthanoids and actinoids are there. One only lanthanoid, again one only actinoid. Only 2 periods will be present on basis of the differentiating electrons. That means lost electron, if it is enter into the which orbital? S mean S block, P mean P block, D mean D block, F mean F block. Like that only it was classified. This is an arrangement of the elements into the groups are there. How many periods I told? 7 periods are there. For example, first period, second period, third period, fourth period, fifth period, sixth period and seventh period are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 periods are there. We have to extend like this. Yes, into 7 periods are there. Yes, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 periods into we have to divide. Total 18 groups we got, 7 periods we got. Yes, this is one way of the classification. Again, another way of the classification also there. On basis of the electronic configuration. On basis of the electronic configuration, elements classified into the 4 categories. On basis of the which configuration? Electronic configuration. One only, here I can write, yes, one only noble gases. Yes, one only noble gases. Which gases? Noble gases. Second one only representative elements. Third one transition elements. Fourth one inner transition elements. Yes, first one noble gases, second one representative elements, third one transition elements, fourth one inner transition elements only. As noble gases mean 8th A otherwise 0 group. 8th A otherwise 0 group, noble gases. Representative elements mean here first A to 7th A. First A to 7th A we have to consider as a representative element. Next, transition elements. Here the D block elements are here. This D block elements we have to consider as a transition elements. Next one, inner transition elements, F block elements. F block elements, these elements we have to consider as a inner transition elements. On basis of the electronic configuration, elements are classified into the 4 categories. One only noble gases, that means 8A group, otherwise 0 group. Again one representative element, first A to 7th A. Again one transition element, D block elements or the transition elements. Again one inner transition elements, F block elements or the inner transition elements. Again one classification we already discussed, SPDF. Yes. S block mean first A and second A. P block mean third A to 8th A. Third A to 8th A. Third A to 8th A. Next to D block elements. Yes. Second B to third B to second B. D block element third B to second B. F block elements lanthanoid plus actinate. In this way also there is chance to ask the question. First A, second A R belongs to S block. Just we discussed. P block third A to 8th A P block. This D block third B to second B. F block lanthanoids plus actinates. This is the 2 types of classification on basis of electronic configuration. These are the 4 types are there. On basis of the differentiating electrons, 4 blocks are there. S, P, D, F blocks are there. In the next class, which kind of the elements are there? In S block, P block, D block, F block, what are the names of the groups? What is the valency? What is the oxidation state? What are the applications? What are the properties, characteristics we have to discuss in the next class. Thank you so much.